What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So I wasn't planning on doing this video because not yet anyways, because the apparel hasn't shipped yet. All the hats came in. I literally bought every hat including the beanie. So you saw the title. It's the 2023 Salute to Service gear. I'm a Saints fan. I buy the Saints stuff every year. I bought all the shirts and hoodies and everything. They're just shipping separately, and it dawned on me because I'm near the Orlando warehouse. I ordered these yesterday. They dropped yesterday. I think this is going to be the first video on YouTube. I didn't search, but hashtag team early, I guess. So it's like, you know what, I was going to do the video anyway. I guess we'll make it a two-parter because, like, the Crucial Catch stuff, I've been having the hats for like a week and a half. Still waiting on the hoodie. Almost 2 weeks. Still waiting on the hoodie, and I was going to do that video all together. So I guess I'm still going to do that all together. But we're going to look at the new 2023 Salute to Service gear for the New Orleans Saints in the NFL's collection. So stay tuned. So first things first, let's remove our Panama City Beach souvenir hat, shall we? We're going to put the box right here. And first and foremost, let's take a look at this beanie. So they did change it up this year. It doesn't look redundant to some of the other years. I mean, there are a few hats that are pretty redundant to some of past years, which we'll look at in a moment. But here we have it tagged. You have the United States flag on the side. You have the Salute to Service ribbon on the back, which is my favorite logo in sports, because I absolutely love, respect, and appreciate our armed forces, both active and retired. And yeah, we're going to go ahead. I mean, we'll pull tags later, but just going to throw it on. Nice, snug, warm fit. Now, look, I get it. I'm not in Colorado anymore, and I wore beanies when I was in Texas and Louisiana, too. And there's not going to be a ton of time for me to wear beanies. Like, it's not icy cold all the time in the winters here in the panhandle of Florida, but randomly throughout the season, there's going to be at least a few times I get to wear this. And I have a collector mentality when it comes to the Crucial Catch gear and the Salute to Service gear. I buy it all the men's stuff, every year. Occasionally there's a few things, like the quarter zip jacket for the Salute to Service gear last year. I didn't buy that because I didn't want that. But I have other Salute to Service jackets. But I always get the hoodie. I always get the t-shirt. They had 2 this year. Got them. I always get the long sleeve. Got it. They have a thin hoodie. Got it. Got the regular hoodie. Got it. That all just hasn't come in yet, which look incredible. And then I got all the hats. And the beanie, I think, has a beautiful aesthetic to it with this kind of gray, heathered feel, two-tone vibe with the Salute to Service patch that they're going with this year with the Digi Camo, the New Era flag. Just even with the sleeveless, I mean, it's a decent look, right? Then let's start with what I deem to be the most redundant hat to ones in the past, because it's an all-over print Digi Camo, which I love. I always look forward to the all-over Digi Camo. So here we go. It's a 3930 flex fit, small medium, because I wear a 7 1/8. Has that same patch, which blends yet still has some contrast to the all-over print. You have the embroidered United States flag on the side, Salute to Service ribbon and NFL shield on the back, New Era flag logo on the side, black undervisor. Like I said, we'll pull all of the tags off here in just a little bit, but perfect fit, great aesthetic. Camo goes with anything and everything, especially Digi Camo, Digi military camo like this. Literally goes with everything. Perfect fit. The 3930 small medium is a perfect fit for me. And Under Armour's flex fit hats, I'm more of a medium large guy. So it depends on the brand with the last and the way it's going to fit. But when it comes to New Era, 3930 small medium is literally a perfect fit for me. It has a great aesthetic. You can't go wrong. I wanted to start with what is the most redundant to previous years past because it's an all-over print, but also one of the staples when it comes to Salute to Service gear. So let's move on to another hat. So the other all-over print is the 950. So it has a black bill. It's a 950 snapback, as you can see. Has that same patch on the front. That's the theme. That is for this year, is this particular patch. You have the flag embroidered on the side, Salute to Service ribbon and shield on the back, New Era flag, Digiprint under visor. So there's a lot of Digi Camo print here. Let me go ahead and size it to me. So typically for a slightly looser fit, it's all of them on the 950 adjustable, which indeed slightly bend my bill a little bit. A slightly looser fit, I'm loving the aesthetic of these, by the way. And then when I want a more form fit, or I guess you could call it snug fit, I adjust it one more. And here we have it, a more of a one-to-one fit. There we go. I think it makes for a sharp aesthetic. I am kind of digging this because when you angle up a little bit, you get digicamo with digicamo with just a black line. That's a beautiful aesthetic. That's going to look badass on the sidelines for the players. I think this is a cool looking hat, I have to say. So yeah, this is the 950 for this year in the Salute to Service collection. What I consider to be the main hat, which would be the 5950. So you have this kind of stone, almost cream-like color crown, black visor, has that same digicamo patchwork. But here, this is what's kind of unique for this year, is they have additional patchwork on the paneling with the embroidered logo, which there's other hats that have it, which we're going to look at here in just a minute. You have the Salute to Service ribbon NFL shield, New Era logo, and then the digicamo under visor. This is a 59/57 1/8, which is my standard size, which can be hit or miss. Might be a little loose, might be a little snug, might be perfect. It seems to feel pretty perfect overall. Let's get a slight bend to the bill. Another great aesthetic to this one. I don't know how I feel about this with it on. It's a unique look. It's different. I mean, it looks okay until I get it on head. I'm not a huge fan of this. I would have rather it just be the solid panel, but I mean, they're trying things. They're trying things out to not have redundancy every year, because it is a yearly, it's an annual collection with all the proceeds going to our armed forces. That's why I'm an avid supporter of this. And yeah, it's a pretty good look overall. Let's see how it's going to look backwards. It's a pretty snug fit, so probably not going to be the best option backwards, because I typically have to tuck my ears because I don't have hair, because I just feel like it looks stupid like this. So I typically tuck the ears. So usually I want a little bit on the sides. Not too bad, because I don't want it to pull my ears in too tight. See how it's kind of too tight right there? So it's not great. From the side it's fine, but straightforward, not the best option backwards. Probably one I'll never wear backwards, but you know, the straightforward aesthetic, the profile, looks good. Next we have the 950 low profile mesh trucker. So I typically don't buy a lot of 950 low pros, but because it was the only mesh trucker, they didn't do a mesh trucker 920, they didn't do a mesh trucker 940, which they did both of those last year. So I had to have it. So there's a slight pre-curve to the bill with the low profiles, because the crown's a lower profile versus the 5950. Has that same patchwork. You have the embroidered flag. See, I love that mesh trucker look. Ribbon on the back, New Era flag, digicamo under visor. So let's get my looser fitting size of all of the snaps and see where we're at with it. Actually fits pretty good like this. So just go with the natural curve, and it makes for a good aesthetic. Because I mean, I don't have the biggest head, so the low profiles do have a nice fit, feel, and aesthetic for me personally. Like you know, it's almost, if the bill was a little bit, because the bill's larger on the 5950, the 950s, so it's a bigger brim overall versus the 940s, a smaller brim with more of a curve. So I mean, people that are into hats would know it's a 950 low pro, but average passerbys would have no clue. So it's kind of irrelevant, but if you're watching this, you're probably into hats, or just a supporter of mine, just want to watch just to watch it. I appreciate you being here, even if you're not into hats. But this actually has probably, dare I say, the best aesthetic of the bunch besides the 3930. I do like the aesthetic of the 950 with the all-over print. That's probably the best one. I think this is a close second, though. I think this one's a close second. I really love the aesthetic. Hats like this, I don't wear backwards, but I think this is sharp looking. I really like it. Moving on. Believe it or not, there's still two more hats. Because here we have another 3930. This is where I was surprised. They did two 3930s this year instead of a 940. Normally they do all of the models. 920, 940, 930, 3930, 950, a 950 low profile, a 5950. They normally do all of that. This time they did two 3930s. So for those that want the 3930, which is probably their most popular model these days, I would say overall, because not everybody likes the flat bills like I do, a 5950, 950. So this is probably their most popular last as far as sales go. So I got the small medium. So I guess for those that didn't want the all over print, they wanted to make one that was not. So from a marketing standpoint, I get it. It makes sense. But I probably still would have did a 940 trucker if you were doing this. But I mean, it is a lot of hats. You know, I get it. Not everybody buys all of them like I do. I'm a rare breed. I buy them all. You don't want to know how much this order costed. Anyways, we have the New Era flag. That same patchwork that's on the 5950 with that section on the panel of the Digicamo. You have the ribbon on the back, Digicamo under visor, and it's going to be a phenomenal fit. And I'm sure the aesthetic will go right along with the fit. You know, it. Now, see, this looks better on the 3930, in my opinion, than the 5950. I think this patchwork on the panel looks better on this model and this last. I think it works better. It just has a better aesthetic to me. I think it's a show. I think they're all good looking hats, honestly. I think they all work. And I mean, I'm wearing a tan, kind of similar neutral color to what's going on with my sleeveless shirt that I happen to have on. But yeah, I think this patchwork on the panel works better on this model than the flat bill 5950, honestly. I would have rather see that without this, but it works on here. One more hat. Then finally we have what's been nicknamed the dad hat over the years. Let me pull this out. The 920, arguably the most comfortable hat you can buy from New Era. So same aesthetic as the 3930 we just looked at with an unstructured fit. Slouch style, comfortable, strap back adjustable. Same patchwork and everything. But it's a strap back adjustable. Camo under visor. So let me get this adjusted real quick. Here we go. So this is definitely going to be a nice aesthetic because I love a good 920. I wear a lot of 920s these days. Dad hats as they're dubbed now. But the aesthetic with that patchwork on the panel works on this just like it does on the 3930. I love that they did Digicamo under all of the ones that don't have the all-over print. Any of them that have this under visor. I'm digging it. I love the patch for this year. I really think they did good with this collection. Again, a great aesthetic overall. New Era is my favorite brand of headwear, though I do enjoy 47 brand. I have some Under Armour hats, Nike hats, Top of the World, and so on. I have a multitude of different options. You don't have hundreds and hundreds of hats like I do and only have just one brand. I get it. But they did great. They did great with this. I think there's a good aesthetic across all of them. I would have loved, my favorite one from last year's run was the 920 trucker. I wish this would have been a trucker, but I'm cool with it not being because I just love 920s. They're just such comfortable hats. They really are. Unstructured, relaxed fit, soft cotton material. These are the cotton hats every year. It's just a comfortable, versatile look and great fit and feel. Aesthetically pleasing to most. It's going to speak to a wider range of people, wide array of people, I guess would be the better way to say that. So I would have loved to see that. I didn't get my 940 trucker. I didn't get a 920 trucker. The only trucker I did get was the 950 Low Pro, but I'm glad I at least got one. Because the reason I like these truckers is when it comes to outdoor activity and wearing a hat to the gym, I prefer trucker because I sweat a lot and my head's able to breathe a lot more with the trucker. That's why the emphasis on me wishing there was more trucker. Because last year, I think the 3 of the hats were truckers for last year's run. So, but overall, I think it's a great collection. I would have loved to have featured the hoodies and the shirts and everything in this. We'll do a separate follow-up video, kind of a part 2 to this collection. But the timeline, it was like, man, I can't believe I got it next day without paying for next day shipping. So it's like, man, I need to do the video because if I'm not the first video on YouTube about this collection, not necessarily the Saints, just the Salute Service collection for this year, I'm one of, and it's just rare opportunity. I was going to make the video anyway. So here we go, loving the aesthetic. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe before you leave. If you're here from my fragrance channel, TLTG Reviews, I appreciate you come checking out the hat content. And until next time, guys, we've got more, apparel and hat hauls coming over the next week. I've got several videos lined up to do of stuff I've kind of been holding. I've got a handful or so of videos to do. So definitely check those out. Turn on all notifications so you know when I upload them. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a good one.